Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Rudy and this is my review for the Netflix movie Murder Mystery. This movie is directed by Kyle Newacheck and it stars Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, and Luke Evans. Fun fact, it's produced by Adam and it's actually executive produced by Charlize Theron, who I love. So this movie is about a couple named Nick and Audrey and they go on this, European trip because it's their anniversary. They never had this, amazing honeymoon like they've always wanted, and now this is their time to finally have it. And immediately, things don't go as planned and once they get there. But first, they on the way there to I believe it's Spain. First, I think it's Spain. Yeah, I think it's Spain. On the way to Spain, they meet this man played by Luke Evans, who is this kind of like wealthy, what is he, like a duke? I think he's like a duke. He meets them on a plane and invites them to go on a yacht party with him and just, get to know the area better. And here's the thing, because immediately I thought to myself, okay, there is no way this would ever happen in real life. I know it's a movie, but really, you're just gonna invite this random couple out of nowhere to this yacht and to get to know, Europe better? And I thought to myself, okay, well, clearly at some point I thought he wants to get with Jennifer Aniston's character. There is no way that he's just trying to like be nice all of a sudden. But I don't know. That's my little nitpick at the script. But whatever, we'll get to that in a bit. So once Nick and Audrey get there, they're like, ooh, they're such tourists. And I love it because I would be the exact same way. I'd just be taking pictures and I'd be like, where are we going? So I just love that. And they were so relatable too. I love that. And speaking of relatable, let me just say this. Adam Sandler's character is so cheap. I was frustrated, but I love that at the same time because I'm the exact same way. There's this scene where Jennifer Aniston asked him to go buy some medicine for him. I think it was like Claritin or something like that. And he goes to the store, sees the Claritin for like 15 bucks, and then he sees a second type of like medicine. I forget the name of it at the top of my head, but he sees the second type, which is like $14. It's like a $1 difference or like a few cents off, something like that. And he goes for the second medicine, and I'm like, wow, just because it's like a few cents or even $1 off, like whatever. And it comes back to haunt him. It bites him in the you know what. So I thought to myself, man, I feel you. I know, Nick, you and I are alike. We really, really are. This is where we meet a lot of different characters and a lot of different personalities. And I thought it was interesting how I feel like it was very stereotypical in a weird way, but in a funny way to get, like the lady and like the jokester in a weird way. I don't want to spoil anything, but I thought it was really interesting. And then later that night or the next night, I believe, this murder happens and they got to figure out what's going on, who did it. I kind of guessed who it was, and I feel like the script should have done better with that, but overall, as a movie, I thought it was really enjoyable. I think that both Jennifer and Adam have really good chemistry. I think they work really, really well together. They just felt like a real life couple. I feel like they just blended each other out really, really well. They brought out the best in each other. I know that Adam Sandler doesn't get a lot of good rep these days, especially on Netflix, because I know he's had a lot of like really, but I feel like this was a home run for him. I really do think this worked out. Also, I feel like he shines best when he has like a co-star, whether it was Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Aniston or the little boy who was it, Cole Sprouse, who's one of the from like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I think that was him, or maybe it was both him and his brother, I don't know. But I feel like that's when he works best, when he has somebody to work off with, because I know back in the day he did have a lot of really good movies where he starred on, he was the main star, but I feel like he shines even more when he has a co-star with him like that, whether it's Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Aniston, because I really enjoyed his character, even if he was cheap, but I feel like it just really worked out between the chemistry between both characters. Luke Evans is another, great addition to the cast. I feel like, okay, let's talk about this really quick. How is this man not getting more work? I know he's slowly getting up there, but I feel like this guy has been acting for a really long time and he's just getting recognized. So I felt he was really good, and I kept thinking, okay, there's something not quite right with this character. I don't know. Again, because who invites a random couple to a yacht? Before I forget, I just want to give a quick shout out to this actor. Hang on, I had it written down. So Adil Akhtar, I believe that's his name. He plays this rapper, and he has the most ridiculous sex scene I have ever seen. And it's not like raunchy or inappropriate. It's just ridiculous and weird. And I'm just gonna say this: the next time I order a milkshake, I'm just gonna start laughing. Yeah, I'm just gonna start laughing. If you see the movie, you'll know. You'll see it. You'll see it. But for those of you who have seen it, you know what I mean. As for certain cast members, I feel like half the cast was forgettable now that I think about it, really, because the real standouts are Jen, Adam, Luke, Adil, and that's pretty much it. Like that's it. I felt like everybody else was a little bit forgettable, except for the killer. Once we find out who it is, and I'm trying to be specific on not what to say and what not to say. I'm just trying so hard not to spoil it. This movie made me laugh. It really did. And I needed this movie. I needed a good laugh. And I think if you need a good laugh, you're going to enjoy this movie. There were times where I just laughed. There were times where I chuckled. Not all the jokes land, but I feel like most of them do. And again, because they're just this ordinary couple thrown into all of this, that adds like this fish out of water element, because obviously they're just kind of like, oh, what's this? And oh, there's a murder. So I don't know. They just felt so relatable and they're just so likable. I really like this couple. I love them both in this movie together. On Netflix, this movie is described as a dark comedy. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a dark comedy. It's just a regular comedy. But again, I laughed. I enjoyed myself. I feel like the third act was sloppy. I feel like that could have been done better. Even the way they point out, like with the evidence of who the killer is, and why do I have this again? Oh, excuse me, but I feel like when they discover who the killer is, I'm like, okay, I feel like this couple in particular, being Jennifer and Nick and Audrey's character, I feel like they're not that smart to figure out who it was. So I thought to myself, I feel like this is kind of sloppy. And even the way things wrap up, I thought, I don't know. I'm not really feeling this right now. I don't believe this. I feel like it was sloppy. It wasn't terrible, but I just feel like it was sloppy and could have been done better. My biggest issue with movies in general, whether it's a comedy or an action movie or a scary movie, I don't like how when we are watching a serious scene, they decide to cut a joke. And I'm like, I'm trying to take you seriously right now. Like, stop cracking jokes. This is the worst time to do that. I'm trying to take this scene seriously. If you're trying to take this scene seriously, even if it is a comedy, I want to take this seriously. And again, they would just interject a joke at the worst times every now and then. Not a lot, but just every now and then. All in all, I would have to say that both Jennifer and Adam are just gold in this movie. I love them. I know a lot of people aren't really feeling Adam Sandler these days, but I will say this, just give him a try. It is a good laugh. If you're in the mood for a good laugh, I do say check this movie out. Would I pay to go see this in theaters? Yes, but thank God for Netflix, which is why it's on here. So again, if you want to stay in and watch a good comedy, I say check this out. It is worth your time. I haven't seen all of Adam's movies on Netflix, but thank God. I've seen some parts, and then I've seen one, and this is one of the better ones. Okay, I will say that this is one of the better ones, so thank God. So that is it for today's review. Please like and subscribe, share if you care. I have plenty of other movie reviews coming up, a few Netflix movie reviews coming up as well. I have some book reviews coming up as well, so stay in tune for that. I'm currently reading Stephen King and Harry Potter. And remember to always be the reason why someone smiles. And if you can't be that, at least be the reason why they drink. Thank you. Have a good one.